So good morning dear students. So welcome to the second last session of the design drawing safety. So in the last class we have discussed about this EVAD as well as we have discussed about the this PU chart, right. So I said that design evaluation method is basically it is a method in which we are going to select the best of the design amongst various design parameters. So these are the three designs. Among this the best design is this mousetrap, right. Next, so I have written 3. Three is your weighted decision matrix. Correct. So in this what we do? So weight is given, weight in percentage is assigned to each design parameter and then calculation for best design is done. For example, so let us take an example. Suppose we have mobile phone. Correct. So we have mobile phone. So let us say so we are going to compare two mobile phones. You can compare as many as you want. This is weight percent, then we have correct. Yeah. Okay, so let us say this is the criteria. Number 1, suppose cost. Number 2, processor. Number 3, design. Number 4, camera. Number 5, battery. Number 6, RAM. Number 7, memory. Correct. So suppose the weight, this is the weight. Weight, percentage weight. So this is 5, 7, 6, 8, 6, 9. So this is the weight that has been assigned. So total sum is 50. Correct. So that means cost has been assigned a weight 5, 7 to the processor, design 6, camera 8. So that means more weightage means it has the most important part, right. So most important in the phone is I have taken the memory, RAM, then I have taken camera and so on, right. If you look at the weight percentage, how to check the weight percentage? 5 upon 50 into 100, how much? so it is your 10%. 7 upon 50 into 100, so this is 14%. So similarly this is 12%, this is 16%, this is 12%, this is 18%, this is again 18%. If you, so this is given as 100%, correct. Now let us consider two phone, one is your Apple and another is your Samsung. You can take multiple phone also, it is not important that you have to take these two, you can take any one, any more than two also you can take, there is no issue that you have to take two only. So for Apple, let us say the cost is very high, so I will give a number 2, that is cost is 2, then 767 698, right. So weight percent, 2 into 10%, 0.2, 0.98, 0.72, 1.12, 0.72, 1.62 and 1.44, right. So this is coming to be 6.8. If you sum it, it is coming 6.8. Okay. Now similarly, if I consider Samsung, okay, so this is the weight and this is your weight sum, right. Similarly, we have the weight and we have weight sum. Fine. For Samsung, let us say it is 3 546 546 689 689. So weight percentage is 0.3, 0.7, 0.48, 0.96, 0.72, 1.44, 1.62. Total is 6.22, right. Total is correct. नहीं ऋत्विक नैन, ऐसा नहीं है, आप किसी को भी पहले लिख सकते हो, किसी को भी बाद में लिख सकते हो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि हमने इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर ऐसा कुछ लिखा है, ऐसा नहीं है. आप एनी वन यू कैन प्लेस एनीवेयर और दैट वेट कुछ भी दे सकते हैं. Okay, done. Sir, can you please once again explain this example? वेट कॉस्ट से रिलेटेड नहीं. अच्छा ठीक है, मैं अभी कर दे रहा हूँ. प्रायोरिटी कह रहा किसी स्पेसिफिक क्राइटेरिया को देना और किसी क्राइटेरिया की इंपॉर्टेंस. सी इन दिस व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज, suppose you are going to purchase one mobile phone. Apple or Samsung are the two examples. You can take more example. You can add OnePlus, you can add Oppo, you can add Vivo, whatever you want to add, you can add it. 1 to 10 you have to give the weight. Weight in the sense what is the priority. Priority in the sense what is the how much, what is the main criteria in that. For example, memory is the main criteria for the phone. For example, I am going to purchase a phone. I want memory to be the highest. So out of 10 scale I have given 9, and cost is not that much, it is not mattering because Samsung and iPhone, they are at the same level of the cost, right? So I have taken that 5 is, that is mediocre, at least means cost is not that much important. Processor is important, so I have given how much important out of 1 to 10, so 7 I have given. Design 1 to 10, how much is it is weightage, it is 6. Camera 1 to 10, what is the weightage I have given, I have given the weight as 8. You can see these are all arbitrary data. It is not, because see if I put any data again I have to calculate, it will take time. That is why ready-made data I have put. So this data is dynamic. That means according to person it will change, right? Maybe someone's cost is very very important, so they might give cost as 10, right? Or the process is very very important, so out of 1 to 10 they may give the 10 value, right? And so on. So it is basically subjective in nature, right? How to calculate the weight percent? Weight percent means 5 divided, now you sum it. So this is the criteria, it depends upon user to user, how much weight or what is the important feature that they want. Suppose somebody want battery to be the best, so maybe they will give you 8 or 9 like this, fine. So once you calculate it, so you will get a number, right? Now you have to change the into weight percent. How? 5 divided by 50, it is 10%. 7 divided by 50 is 14%. 6 divided by 50 is your 12%, or you can say 8 amongst 50 is your 16%. 6 from 50 it's 12%, because 6 upon 50 into 100 is how much? 12%. 9 upon 50 into 100 is how much? 18%, and so on. Now when you are going to purchase Apple, when you went to the store, you saw that what way your expectation was there, the cost is much more than what you have expected, so you have given weight as 2. Similarly, processor, what you have thought, the same processor you have got. However you thought about the design, the same design you are going to get. You were thinking camera as 8, but it is, the camera is given to be 7, something like this, right? So this is how you have calculated it. Now you have to check the weight sum. So 10% of 2 is 0.2, 14% of 7 0.98, 12% of 6 0.72, 16% of 7 1.12, and so on. Okay, so this is how you will calculate it. So when you calculate it, you will get the value as 6.8. Same thing with the Samsung. So when you are going to compare it, you can see that Apple and Samsung among this criteria and among this weight, so here you can see that Apple is the winner. Apple winner. It is just an example, it is just an example, right? So if you change the criteria, if you change the weight, maybe the Samsung will be the winner. So depending upon your criteria and your weight, Apple is the winner, correct? This data you don't have to remember. Why you will remember? कैसी बातें करते हो यार, क्यों ये डेटा याद करोगे? Why you will remember this data? एग्जाम में थोड़ा डेटा पूछा जाएगा. एग्जाम में पूछा जाएगा कि which of the following uses weight percent as evaluation method. So you will say weighted decision matrix. ये तो एक एग्जाम्पल लिया हमने कि how it is calculated actually. ठीक. तो ये हो गया हमारा, the first step is over. The second step, it is called as embodiment design. What is the meaning of embodiment design? Embodiment design means design that is physically producible, right? So the design that is given a physical shape, that is given a physical shape to be produced, right. So embodiment design, the design that is given a physical shape to be produced. So what you have discussed, suppose you have discussed about the machine engine, so everything, every detailing you have done, now these things has to be clubbed together to be produced, right. So obviously suppose wristwatch, so every gears and everything you have seen, you have placed everywhere, and now it has to be physically produced, it is called as embodiment design. तो किसी को फिजिकल शेप देने को हम embody बोलते हैं, बॉडी प्रदान कर रहे हैं हम लोग, that is called as embodiment design. In this we have the first one, it is called as product architecture. Product architecture, बताओ पहला वाला क्लियर है, राइट. सो वेटेड डिसीजन मैट्रिक्स क्लियर, करेक्ट. Right, now what is product architecture? It is basically arrangement of physical component in a product, to carry out desired function. जैसे कि for example, suppose if I say bonnet of a car, correct. So if I consider, suppose this is the bonnet of a car, right. So in the bonnet of car what will be there? So there will be so if you open the bonnet of a car, किसी भी कार के bonnet पे खोलोगे, so let us say this will give you the engine, this is the placement of the engine, correct. Let us say this is your coolant, कुछ भी मान लेते हैं. Let us say this is the fuse box, let us say this is the battery unit, let us say these are the radiator unit, let us say this is the compressor, and so on. So there can be more than this, right. ये तो बस example है. तो arrangement of physical component. So within a car or within a bonnet, where shall I place what? That is basically called as product architecture, है ना. तो if you open the bonnet of a car, at some place you will see engine, at some place you will see battery, at some place you will see the clutch box or something like this, somewhere you will see the engine, radiator, compressor, etc. So these are basically called as product architecture, where you are going to connect what, where you are going to place what, that is called as product architecture. For example, inside your house, घर के अंदर, suppose there is a bedroom, inside a bedroom there will be one bed, there will be one almirah, there will be maybe some chairs or sofas like this. So these are called as product architecture, where you are going to place what, it is called as product architecture. I hope it is clear. Product architecture. तो हर component के अंदर, हर गाड़ी के अंदर या हर mobile, now if you open the mobile, if you open the laptop, you will see motherboard at one place, then CPU at one place, then exhaust fan at one place, then mouse pad at one place, then USB connectors at one place, right. So these are basically called as product architecture. तो कौन सामान कहाँ पे लगेगा, right. So what is the physical position of the design that you have designed is basically called as product architecture. जैसे कि इस रूम का product architecture क्या है, there is a digital board here, there is a camera in front, there is a computer at this point, there is a table with the laptop where I can see your chats, right. So there is AC here, there is one small sofa here, so there is chair here, right. So these are basically called as product architectures. Con arrangement where I have to place, that is basically called as product architecture. Now the product architecture can be two types. One can be integral architecture and another is basically ठीक है. So product architecture is of two types. one is your integral architecture and another is called as modular architecture. आपने बहुत बार नाम सुना होगा modular kitchen, है ना, क्या होता है, चलो इसको नोट कर लो फटाफट. This is compressor, है ना, AC को चलाने के लिए compressor, and you will there are many more components, right? There will be gearbox also. तो ये just एक example है. Inside the bonnet of car, apart from this there are many more, right? और इससे भी ज़्यादा होता है, लेकिन चलो हम लोग एक एग्जाम्पल समझने की कोशिश कर रहे थे. वी वर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड समथिंग, सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज प्रोडक्ट आर्किटेक्चर. क्लियर है? नाउ सो वी हैव टू टाइप्स. इट इज ऑफ टू टाइप्स. व्हाट आर दोस? First one, it is called as modular architecture. And second, it is called as integral architecture. ठीक है? The first one, it is called as modular, second is integral. Now, what is the basic difference between modular and architecture? Sorry, integral. Modular, जैसे modular kitchen का मतलब क्या होता है? If you go, if I say the kitchen is modular, means in the space of the kitchen there will be defined place where the stuff will be there. There will be defined place where the fridge will be there. There will be defined place, right? जैसे कि for example आप ऐसे समझो कि मान लो ये modular kitchen है, ठीक है? Suppose यहाँ पे wash basin है, यहाँ पे cooking utensils for the cooking purpose. So let us say this is the wash basin. So this place is fixed for wash basin. This place is fixed for your cooking. And let us say there is a fridge over here. Let us say there is cupboards and maybe you can say the water purifier here. Let us say there are some bonnets connected over here, and let us say there is some storage, grocery storage here, right? So these are basically called as modular. Modular means everything will be specific, right? And it is going to carry one similar functions, means, so modular means it has modules that are well defined, and carry specific function. It has modules that are ill defined and can carry more than one function. What does that mean? It means that, for example, if I consider about the personal computer PC, है ना, the PC, some students are watching in their PC, personal computer. So personal computer is a modular architecture, because if you open the CPU, so there will be space for the motherboard, there will be distinct space for the exhaust fans, there will be distinct position for the USB connections and all those stuff, isn't it? तो ये क्या modular है, because all the space are defined. But if you open a phone or open कुछ लोग laptop में भी देख रहे होंगे, some students may be watching in the laptop, some may be watching in the phone. So if you open the phone, so or if you see the inside of the phone or inside the laptop, these are integral architecture. So one is, means you cannot define where is what, right? So they may carry more than one function. For example, if I consider the phone, so screen of the phone can be working as a display, it is working as a keypad also, it is used as for the taking photos also. So that means the screen of a mobile phone cannot be well defined, because it has multiple functions it is carrying, right? So when you are watching any videos, so you are using it as a screen. When you are going to take as a photo, then it is working as a camera. If you are going to write or do some WhatsApp or some messages, then it is working as a keypad also. So that means the screen of the phone is not well defined and it can carry more than one function. So that is what it is written, correct? Fine. Second, addition or removal, addition or removal of modules are easy, है ना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इसमें क्या है कि अगर आप बहुत इजीली हटा भी सकते हो और लगा भी सकते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कार का बोनेट से इफ यू वांट टू टेक ओनली इंजन आई कैन टेक इट आउट, इफ आई वांट टू टेक ओनली बैटरी आई कैन टेक इट आउट, लेकिन इसमें ऐसा नहीं है, राइट. सो एडिशन एंड रिमूवल ऑफ मॉड्यूल्स इज अ लिटिल डिफिकल्ट. अगर आपको कुछ ही हटाना ही है लैपटॉप के अंदर से, इफ यू वांट टू रिमूव समथिंग, सो यू हैव टू रिमूव सम मोर कंपोनेंट्स, देन ओनली यू कैन remove the main component, isn't it? So the second point is addition or removal of modules are relatively difficult, है ना. अब जैसे कि इन द पर्सनल कंप्यूटर यू कैन ऐड माउस, बट इन अ फोन यू कैन नॉट ऐड माउस, है ना. या फिर इफ यू वांट, इफ एनी कंपोनेंट इज नॉट वर्किंग यू कैन इजीली रिमूव फ्रॉम द पर्सनल कंप्यूटर, बट फ्रॉम द लैपटॉप यू हैव टू गो टू द सर्विस सेंटर एंड द सर्विस सेंटर person will take 2 or 3 days to fix your problem. But for CPU, if you take it, so within few hours they will fix and give you, right? Because addition removal model is relatively easy. Space is not a constraint, मतलब इसके लिए आपको इस जगह की का इशू नहीं होता है, बिकॉज इट टेक्स लॉट स्पेस, तो आपको जगह के बारे में सोचना नहीं है. लेकिन इसमें स्पेस इज ए कंस्ट्रेंट, आपको स्पेस को ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा इसके अंदर, राइट. सो यू कैन से दैट बेटर लैंग्वेज आई कैन यूज दैट इट ऑक्यूपाइज मोर स्पेस, इट ऑक्यूपाइज मोर स्पेस, ये ज्यादा जगह लेता है. इट ऑक्यूपाइज लेस स्पेस, it occupies less space, correct. So for example personal computer, PC, car, vehicles, etc. इसमें if I take an example, so these are laptops, mobile phones, etc. Isn't it? So next we have configuration design. Configuration design. Clear? Done. Now configuration design. So in this material selection is done. What is the meaning of material selection? So material selection is done. Material selection means what type of material is going to be used in the, suppose stainless steel or copper based or something else, plastic body. If it is plastic, which type of plastic? if I am going to use rubber, which type of rubber I am going to use, if I am going to glass, which type of glass I am going to use, right. So every material with what we are going to manufacture the product. Basically, suppose laptop, so laptop you will have some metals, will have some plastics, will have some glass. Similarly for a car, there will be some metals, there will be rubber, there will be plastic, there will be some other resins, right. So this kind of things. So you have to select the material with which you are going to manufacture, you are going to give the design to the product, right. Suppose microwave oven is there, so there will be metal also, there will be plastic also, there will be glass also, there will be switches made up of some other polymers also. So material selection is done in this particular process, configuration design, material selection is done, and approximate dimension is also decided. Approximate dimension, right. So how much dimension to be given to the product, because it should not be oversized, it should not be undersized, so perfect size should be, so it is approximate dimensions done. Next, after configuration design, yes, Karthik Arvind, product architecture comes under, आप देखो, we have made the classification, अगर आप देखोगे, see here, देखो, product architecture, embodiment design के अंदर product architecture, this is configuration design, this is parametric design, industrial design we have already discussed, industrial design already discussed कर चुके हैं, we have prototype and testing. So what is parametric design, right. So next we have parametric design. Parametric design. So parametric design means exact dimensions and tolerance, is decided. Correct. So this is a parametric design. Next we have prototype and testing. Prototype and testing. So prototype means working model, right. So when I am going to manufacture any product or any engine, for example Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650 is going to be launched in Indian market, but their testing and prototyping has been done 2 or 3 years back, right. 2-3 साल से उस पे R&D चल रहा है, because launching any product, if you have faith in certain product, the product cannot, the company cannot launch as it is, so they have all the condition that has to be done, right. Similarly for other vehicles also, suppose X car is to be launched, so it will be test, it will take 2 to 3 years, right, minimum 2 years it takes to get into the market, because every kind of testing has to be done, है ना, how it is going to behave, what kind of engine is, how, what is the refinement, what is the shock absorption power, everything will be decided. So prototype and testing, what is prototype? So prototype means a workable model, to be produced, correct, a workable model to be produced, prototype. So first of all, before going for the mass production, we will manufacture one, that is called as prototype, and we will do all kind of testing on that, and based on that, if the thing are successful, then we will go for the mass production. So prototype means a workable model to be produced and using CAD tools and tested under various conditions, tested under various conditions in order to check the functionality of the product. Fine. And finally we have detailed design. So, what is detailed design? So, all the design parameters are brought together, design parameters are brought together, and management decides, when and how to proceed with manufacturing. Correct. So, this is all about your right. So, this is all about your safety, sorry, design. So, the last topic that we will start today is your safety. Just note it down and just give me 2 minutes, just give me 2 minutes. Okay, done everyone? So next we are going to start with the last is your importance of safety. In this chapter number 1, introduction. So see, design and safety are basically your theoretical topic, right everyone? तो चलो तैयार हो? See, first point. So I will just, in terms of point, we will discuss chapter of introduction. So what is safety? What is safety? Safety is being free from accidents, hazard and risk. Correct? That is called as safety. What is safety? So safety is being free from any kind of accidents, hazard and risks. Now what is the meaning of this accident? So what is accident? किसको बोलते हैं accident? है ना? So safety means you have to safeguard yourself from any kind of accident, any kind of hazard or any kind of risk. Now the question arises, what is the accident? Accident is your unwanted or undesired, unwanted or undesired event that leads to injury, है ना? Because we never know when the accident is going to happen. Nobody knows, है ना? दुनिया में कोई भी ऐसा इंसान नहीं है जिसको पता है कि उसका एक्सीडेंट होने वाला है. Nobody knows. So accident is your unwanted, undesired. कोई नहीं चाहता कि एक्सीडेंट हो, और कोई unwanted or undesired event that leads to injury or even loss of property, or even loss of property. प्रॉपर्टी के अंदर लाइफ भी आ जाता है ना, एक्सीडेंट. देन व्हाट इज हजार्ड? हजार्ड, हजार्ड इज एनीथिंग दैट हैज पोटेंशियल टू हार्म. हजार्ड किसको बोलते हैं? एनीथिंग दैट इज पोटेंशियल, दैट हैज पोटेंशियल टू हार्म. जैसे टूटे हुए ग्लास, ब्रोकन ग्लास, इट इज हजार्डस बिकॉज इट मे गिव यू, इट मे कट यू, मे योर हैंड माइट गेट कट, है ना? हाथ कट सकता है, पैर कट सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. द वायर, द ओवरहेड वायर, it is also hazardous. Walking on a wet floor, hazardous. Stepping on a banana peel, hazardous. So anything that has potential to harm, है ना? लायन के पास चले गए, लायन हमारे लिए हजार्ड है. डॉग बाहर के लिए, स्नेक हजार्ड बिकॉज इट हैज अ पोटेंशियल टू हार्म ह्यूमन बॉडी, राइट? सो व्हाट इज हजार्ड? हजार्ड एनीथिंग दैट हैज पोटेंशियल टू हार्म. कोई भी ऐसा चीज, एनीथिंग दैट हैज पोटेंशियल टू हार्म, कोई भी ऐसा चीज जो हमें क्षति पहुंचा सकता है, इसको हम लोग बेसिकली बोलते हैं हजार्ड. सो एनीथिंग दैट हैज पोटेंशियल टू हार्म. नेक्स्ट, व्हाट इज योर रिस्क? रिस्क, what is the probability that you will be harmed if exposed to any hazard? For example, suppose you are going to in the sun every day, suppose it is summer and you are going in the sun every day to play or something like this. What is the probability that you will not get injured? Injured in the sense heat stroke लग सकता है ना, लू भी लग सकता है, heat stroke, dehydration. So many things happen when you are exposed to sun. Similarly, if you are going to work in some industry where the fumes or the the pollutions are more, toxic gases are there or dust particles are more, what is the probability that your lung will have the chronic disorder? So that is basically called as risk, right? बोलते हैं ना इस काम करने में रिस्क है, मतलब what is the probability that you will get harmed when you are exposed to any kind of hazard? So that is called as risk. So probability that a person is harmed, probability that a person is harmed when exposed to hazard. Correct? So that is basically called as risk, right? Now that is the first point. Second, safety is everyone's responsibility. Everyone's responsibility. That is, it is responsibility of number one एम्प्लॉय. देखो सेफ्टी इज एवरीवन्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम किसी को ब्लेम कर दें, है ना, कि नहीं ये इसकी वजह से हमें नुकसान हुआ. नो, वी कैन नॉट ब्लेम एनीवन. सेफ्टी इज एवरीवन्स रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लाइक एम्प्लॉय. सो हाउ द एम्प्लॉय विल सेफगार्ड? सो सेफ्टी विल बी एम्प्लॉय. सो बाय wearing proper PPE. You know what is PPE? Proper PPE. PPE is called as personal protective equipment. In corona, mask, sanitizer, hand gloves, these were basically PPE kit, right? So by wearing proper PPE, correct? Right. So by wearing proper PPE, correct? So okay, this is the one way. Second, by following safety rules and regulation. By following safety rules and regulation, है ना? So what are the rules and regulations set by the company or by the government? So person should abide by that. For example, in the construction site, you have to wear your helmet, hard hats, right? Or when you are working on a road, your hand should be, you should wear hand gloves and you should wear footwear, right? So these are basically called as PPE. And what are the rules and regulations? Rules and regulation, for example, some highway work is going on, so you should barricade so that the other person does not get hurt. You should put some red lights. There should be some person who is going to show you the symbols or signs, right? Right. You have to put proper banners, that is MCD, for example, caution, danger, or sometimes you can see that some metro project is going on, so they will write the metro work is under progress. So it's this kind of glowing signage you have to give. So that is basically following safety rules and regulations. So what is the rules and regulation? Now if you are going in a car, you should wear the seat belt. If you are going in a bike, you should wear helmet. These are basically safety rules and regulation. So this has to be followed by the employee for their safety, correct? Okay. Similarly, the second one, it is your employer. Employer. How employer is going to safeguard? Employer by providing proper training. By providing proper training, है ना? So when I am going to get some worker, I will give them proper training about the safety, how to safeguard yourself, how to wear PPE and everything, right? So by providing proper training, by laying safety rules for the employee, है ना? एम्प्लॉय के लिए हम क्या करेंगे? सेफ्टी रूल्स तैयार करेंगे, so that the employee is going to follow it, isn't it? Right? by doing regular inspection, बीच बीच में जाके देखेंगे regular inspection. By doing regular inspection कि सब सही है, गलत है, क्या चल रहा है, so everything has to be clear. And third one is your government. Government कैसे safety ये करेगा? So by doing safety audits. by doing safety audits, by imposing safety policies, or by framing safety policies, by enforcing safety rules, safety laws to the masses, right. So how the government is going to, so by doing safety audits. So safety audits means if the engine is old, how much old is there, what is the emission level, what is the CO2 emission, and what are the other toxic gases it is going to produce. If it is producing, why, what measure to be taken, so what is the penalty. So everything will come under safety audits. So audit is very, very important for the industry, because in the industry they use the same kind of engine and or the same kind of machine for long period of time, which is actually beyond its age, right. For example, suppose an engine is guaranteed to be used for 10 years. In Delhi, diesel engines are for, I will take an example, in diesel in Delhi, petrol engines are allowed up to 15 years and diesel engine are allowed only up to 10 years. So if there are so many person, after 10 years also they are going to use those kind of vehicles, and after 10 years the emission will be more as compared to the what they have purchased when it was new. So as the vehicle gets older and older, their emission levels of CO2 and other toxic gases increases. So according to the government rules, after 10 years you are not allowed to drive the diesel vehicle in Delhi, but there are many people who will drive even that the vehicle is more than 10 years. So in that case the government will hold those kind of people and they will take the vehicle, they will take or they will charge a huge penalty or something like this, they are going to do, so that next time they are not in a position to get those kind of vehicle on the road. So that is basically called as one kind of, that is enforcing the safety laws and rules and whatever, and they will regularly check, right. And obviously now it is connected to the government website, so automatically your message will come in your phone that okay, the pollution is you have to do the pollution, or your vehicle is now going to be over aged, that means it is going to be a 10 years, so kindly replace it with the new vehicle. So like this basically the government is going to. Okay, next, third one, 3 E's of safety, correct. Understood till here everyone? So 3 E's of safety. So what are the three E's? So the first E stands for education. First E stands for education. So education means imparting knowledge, about importance of safety, about importance of safety, correct. Next E is called as enforcement, right. So next E stands for enforcement. So what is enforcement? Enforcement means to enforce the rules and regulations of the safety to the masses, right. So enforcing the rules, laws, etc. to the masses, right. And next E, so education, enforcement. So we have engineering, redesign of tools, equipments, workstations, etc. ठीक. Clear? Fourth point, need of safety. Why we need safety? Need of safety. So there are two needs, to curtail, or you can say that to safeguard the workers from occupational health disease. Occupational health disease, like, so what is the meaning of occupational health disease? So disease that is caused due to their own occupation. Occupation जो काम करता है उसकी वजह से जो हेल्थ पे जो इशू आता है, that is called as occupational health disease. Like number A, chronic lung disease और chronic lung disorders. ये कब होगा? ये किसकी वजह से होता है? Disorders due to exposure to dust, toxic gases, fumes, etc. है ना? Regularly, suppose in the chemical industry or in the construction industry, regularly there will be dust, toxic gases every day. So every day if the person is going to inhale it, so after few days what is going to happen? Your lung is going to बस काम करना बंद कर देगा. Fine? Okay. Second, musculoskeletal disorder. Musculoskeletal disorder, in short it is also known as MSD. Musculoskeletal disorder. So that means disorder in the muscle and bone masses, disorder in muscle, bone, etc. due to strain or due to constant strain in the body, due to constant strain in the body, correct. So disorder in muscle, bone, etc. due to constant strain in the body. For example, suppose for example, if I take an example, sitting in front of computer for long hours, or repeated prolonged standing or long standing hours, long standing, etc. इसकी वजह से आपके मस्कुलर, फॉर एग्जाम्पल if you are sitting in front of your computer or laptop or whatever you are watching just now, if the posture is not correct, what will happen? Suppose you are looking very close or you are looking very far, or the ambient light, the room where you are sitting and you are watching this video, what I am telling you, right? If the ambient light is not good, if the sound system is not good, that means if the speaker is not working properly of your laptop or phone, or suppose you are putting your earphone, and let us say sometimes the sound is very high, sometimes sound is very low, like, so there is a fluctuation of the sound, or some noise is coming, annoying noise, you know, in the mic, or maybe due to some, you know, because due to the internet, so due to this noise will be everywhere, right? So this is going to produce a stress on your body. What kind of stress? You will get severe headache. थोड़ी देर के बाद सर में दर्द शुरू हो जाएगा, right? If the chair on which you are sitting, if it is not ergonomically designed, it is means normal type, so after few hours your back will start to ache, your leg will become numb, है ना? पाँव में आपका सूना जैसा लगेगा, है ना? या फिर आपको झुनझुनी भी पकड़ लेता है कभी कभी, टिंगलिंग, इसको इंग्लिश में बोलते हैं टिंगलिंग, पैर में झुनझुनी पकड़ लेता है, नम हो जाता है, सुन्न हो जाता है, लगता है कि कुछ मतलब थोड़ा सेंसेशन खत्म हो जाता है, सो दिस आर बेसिकली कॉल्ड एज मस्क्यूलोस्केलेटल डिसऑर्डर्स, राइट। वो किसकी वजह से होता है? जैसे कि बहुत देर तक कंप्यूटर के सामने बैठे हैं, राइट, आंख मतलब बिल्कुल स्ट्रेस हो रहा है बॉडी के अंदर, और सपोज यू आर वॉचिंग एनी सीरीज, वेब सीरीज, मैंने देखा वेब सीरीज, लोग है ना दिन रात सब भूल जाते हैं, खाना पीना, पहले सीरीज खत्म करेंगे तब जाकर के कुछ होगा, राइट। सो 12 आवर्स 14 आवर्स कंटिन्यूसली दे आर वॉचिंग, है ना, कंटिन्यूसली वॉचिंग। तो ऑब्वियसली सपोज सच काइंड ऑफ वेब सीरीज इफ कम्स एवरी, because there are so many OTT platforms, we have Amazon, we have Netflix, right। तो इस तरीके से अगर हर OTT पे अगर आप जाके देखोगे, so what will happen, your body, your eyes will start to, थोड़ी देर कभी कभी होता है रेडनेस हो जाता है आँख पे, swelling will be there, your headache, सर के अंदर दर्द शुरू हो जाएगा, बैक में पेन शुरू हो जाएगा। Now if you are going on to do the same thing every day, हर दिन का अगर वही प्रक्रिया रहेगा, what will happen, your body, your blood vessels, your muscles, your tendons, ligaments, everything will be stressed, और धीरे धीरे it will become a permanent disability, ये धीरे धीरे परमानेंट में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा। शुरुआत में पता नहीं चलता है, slowly accumulation होते फाइनली इट विल बी परमानेंटली डिफॉर्म, फिर आप उसका कुछ नहीं कर सकते, राइट। लॉन्ग स्टैंडिंग, बहुत लोग क्या होता है कि जैसे कि अभी हम आपको 3 साढ़े 3 घंटा लगातार पढ़ा रहे बिना रुके, सो आई एम कंटिन्यूसली स्टैंडिंग फॉर 3 and 3.5 hours विदाउट एनी, होता ना कि हम बैठते भी नहीं है, बस इधर उधर। सो ऑब्वियसली द मसल मासेस अराउंड माई लेग्स इज ऑलवेज स्ट्रेन्ड, जिसकी वजह से घर पे अगर हम जाएंगे तो थोड़ी देर के बाद क्या होता है, पैर में दर्द, तो कोई पैर दबा दे तो अच्छा लगता है, गर्म पानी में पैर डुबा दे तो अच्छा लगता है, isn't it? Similarly, after the loco pilots who drive the engines of Rajdhani or Duronto or high means express trains, they are not allowed to sit for when the train is running, right? So they are not allowed to sit. अब 6 घंटा अगर ट्रेन, मान लो राजधानी है, from suppose from here you want to go to Bangalore, so let us say from New Delhi railway station the train starts and it will go to next stop, let us say it is somewhere in Bhopal, for example. I don't know what are the intermediate stations between this Bangalore and Delhi via train. So let us, I am just telling an example. Suppose the first stop is at Delhi, because Rajdhani will have the least number of stops, very less number. So suppose Rajdhani started from Delhi and next stop is suppose at Bhopal, and then maybe it to the some Sikandrabad in the Hyderabad, and then maybe Bangalore, something like this. I am just taking an example, so it may not be correct. So from here to Bhopal running is around 8 to 9 hours, right? So 8 to 9 hours the loco pilot has to stand and check the signal and everything, so they have to very much attentive, they cannot blink their eyes for a small nap also, right? So if any fault is there, then they have to check, if everything is fine then it's fine, and it becomes very difficult in the foggy area or in the foggy condition, because the trains are always goes late, because you cannot, the visibility is very poor, you cannot see the signal, and without signal you cannot run a train, right? So obviously your speed has to be optimum, so that you can apply brake when it is required. If it is at very fast and you have overlooked the signal, there is a possibility that it may collide with some other train or some accident may happen, so you have to be very much cautious. So it is so strenuous job, and if this thing goes for few years, 10 years let us say, so what will happen to the body? The body is under stress, so obviously some kind of disabilities or some kind of deformities will be there inside the body. So that is basically called as musculoskeletal disorders, right? Similarly we have hearing problem also, right? See, hearing problem, सुनने में दिक्कत, hearing problem, ये कब होता है? Due to, so working in noisy environment, so see, no, you cannot get absolute environment, that means wherever you work you will have certain kind of noise, whether you are working in mining industry, so there will be excavators, you are working in the construction, there will be also excavation, if you are a loco pilot, engine, lots of sound it is going to make, so obviously hearing problem due to the working in the noisy. Similarly we have skin problem, due to exposure in sun या टॉक्सिक गैसेस एटसेट्रा, है ना, ये सारी चीज़ें क्या होता है। सो इसके लिए हमें सेफ्टी की होना ज़रूरी है, isn't it? Second, to control human factor responsible for accidents like anxiety, depression, lack of motivation, etc. है ना, मोटिवेशन, peer pressure etc. इस सब से बचाना है ना। तो देखो, इफ द पर्सन इज मोर एंजाइटी मतलब क्या होता है, घबराहट, कोई काम करने से घबराहट हो रहा है, तो ऐसे वक्त पे अगर इफ यू आर गोइंग टू डू एनी वर्क, इफ यू आर एंशियस, देन पॉसिबिलिटी दैट देयर विल बी एक्सीडेंट, है ना। घबराहट में कोई भी काम करोगे तो गलती करोगे और एक्सीडेंट हो जाएगा। डिप्रेशन, यू आर डिप्रेस्ड बट स्टिल यू आर गोइंग टू वर्क, बिकॉज आपको मन नहीं कर रहा, यू आर फीलिंग डिप्रेस्ड एंड यू आर गोइंग टू डू वर्क, सो यू आर नॉट गिविंग 100%, तो नेग्लिजेंस की वजह से क्या होगा, देयर विल बी एक्सीडेंट। लैक ऑफ मोटिवेशन, द वर्क इज सच दैट इट इज नॉट एबल टू मोटिवेट यू, है ना, लैक ऑफ मोटिवेशन। पीयर प्रेशर, कोई आप मतलब यू आर वर्किंग अंडर वेरी pressurized condition, maybe due to the senior or maybe due to the supervisor or maybe the deadlines, so due to this there will be peer pressure और जिसकी वजह से the human has the tendency to do certain mistake, correct, ये हो गया। so this was which point, fourth, and the last point of this chapter, fifth one, that is your safety in so safety laws in India, is given for only 4 industries, industries. What are those? The first one is your mining, second one docks and ports, docks या फिर ports, third construction, fourth mining factories, right. So this is your chapter number 1. So basic of safety. Now we will go to the chapter number 2, that is called as work study and ergonomics. बताओ, क्लियर है यहाँ तक? तुषार अग्रवाल, फॉर माइनिंग लेबर्स, Done, everyone? Now, coming to the chapter number 2, work study and ergonomics. Work study. Now, what is ergonomics actually? Ergonomic is a Greek word. Ergonomic. It is a Greek word. And it is formed by two words, that is ergo plus nomos. Ergo means work and nomos means laws. Correct? So, what is the ergonomic? So, what is the definition of ergonomics? It is a science that deals with, it is a science that deals with how human interact with machine, equipment, tools, workstation, etc., so that the human does not develop musculoskeletal disorder, musculoskeletal disorder, in short it is MSD, or cumulative trauma disorder, that is CTD. Fine. So, just now I told you about the MSD, how MSD is formed. It is due to the strain in the body. बॉडी में किसी तरीके से तनाव किसी वजह से, सपोज कूली है, सो यू हैव सीन अ कूली नियर द इन द रेलवे स्टेशन, सो द कूली दे विल कैरी द heavy baggages on their head and they will climb stairs and they will move to the one station, one platform to another platform, climbing the stairs. So obviously their body is always under stress. So after few years their body will get deformed, their muscles, their bones, the blood vessels, everything will get deformed and it will become in a permanent disability. And if the body is not in their actual shape as the God has given, obviously there will be always pain, numbness, tingling inside the body. कुछ करने का मन नहीं करेगा, their productivity will be down, their lost time to work, ये सब होना शुरू हो जाएगा, you know, the efficiency will खत्म हो जाएगा, interest नहीं आएगा किसी चीज़ को करने में, they will think that what exactly is going on with their life, right? They will have the body pain, the tingling effect, the sensation will lose. So this kind of disorders are called as musculoskeletal disorder, and this is due to the rupture or the strain produced in the body, correct, which may result in the deformation in the blood vessels, muscles, tendons, ligaments, etc., right? So MSD or CTD is caused due to stress on the in the body which damages the blood vessels, tissues, tendons, ligaments, muscle masses, bones, etc. Correct? a person loses interest in work, loses interest in the work, efficiency decreases, efficiency decreases, body is under, or body has numbness, body has numbness, tingling, has numbness, pain, and experiences tingling sensation, tingling sensation due to MSD. ठीक, राइट. नेक्स्ट, फैक्टर्स कॉजिंग MSD. किन किन कारणों से MSD होता है, जरा अब हम लोग डिटेलिंग कर लेते हैं. सो फैक्टर्स कॉजिंग MSD, फैक्टर्स कॉजिंग MSD और CTD. So there are three factors. First, due to worker itself. कैसे? देखो, वर्कर में क्या ऐसा चीज है जिसकी वजह से उसको MSD हो जाए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई एम द वर्कर, सो व्हाट क्वालिटी आई विल हैव और व्हाट क्वालिटी यू विल हैव सो दैट यू आर गोइंग टू डेवलप MSD. ठीक है. सो फैक्टर्स कॉजिंग MSD किस कारण से होता है? ड्यू टू वर्क एज. कैसे? वर्क एज. वंस पीपल गो इन द वर्क एज, बॉडी पर स्ट्रेस आना शुरू होगा. बचपन में क्या होता है? कोई काम धाम होता नहीं है, आराम से खेलते कूदते रहते हैं, पढ़ाई लिखाई करते हैं, नहीं भी करते तो भी चल जाता है. लेकिन व्हेन यू क्रॉसेस 25 ईयर्स ऑफ एज, राइट, अब आपके ऊपर क्या आ जाता है? प्रेशर. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ प्रेशर? दैट यू नीड टू वर्क एंड अर्न ब्रेड फॉर योरसेल्फ, and if you are going to get married for your family also. यही होता है ना. तो 25 years के बाद से लेकर के around 65 years तक, है ना. इसीलिए बोलते हैं बचपन में बचपना नहीं खोना चाहिए. You should not, जैसे कि when there is a kid or any children they are playing, you should not scold them until unless they are doing very wrong. कोई गलती कर देता है तो तब आप कुछ डांटो या समझाओ. दैट इज फर्स्ट थिंग. सो इफ एनी किड इज डूइंग सम मिसचीवियस थिंग, राइट, बिकॉज इट्स देयर एज. आपने भी आप जब छोटे थे तो भी आपने शैतानी की होगी, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं की होगी, मार भी खाए होगे, है ना, स्कूल में भी मार खाए होगे. तो इट हैपेंस, राइट, बिकॉज यू नो इन दैट केस यू डोंट हैव टू बॉदर अबाउट एनीथिंग, यू आर वेरी मच केयर फ्री. कोई चीज़ आपको नहीं रोक सकता है. लेकिन when you have crossed your graduation and now you are in the working age, your sense of responsibility will come. तो स्कूल डेज में, कॉलेज डेज में उतना सेंस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं होता है, इसलिए आदमी क्या होता है? बेपरवाह होता है, एकदम मस्त घूमता, मस्त मौला होकर घूमता रहता है. ठीक है. तो ये चीज़ है. तो बचपन में अगर आपने शरारती होता है ना, कि आई हैव सीन दैट सम पेरेंट्स आर वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट टू देयर चिल्ड्रेन, राइट. अगर इधर से कुछ उधर कर दिया तो बहुत डांट पड़ती है. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. उनकी बचपना है वो चीज़, बिकॉज इट इज़ नेवर गोइंग टू कम बैक. और जब वो बड़ा हो जाएगा तो वो उसके अंदर वो चीज़ रहेगा, चिड़चिड़ापन और इस तरीके की चीज़ें रहती है. तो जितने प्यार से बच्चे को आप नर्चर करोगे, जितने प्यार से उसको समझाओगे, बड़ा करोगे, सो उतना ही आपके करीब रहेगा. वो ज़्यादा होता है ना कि एक्सेस ऑफ डिसिप्लिन रूइंस द रूल्स, है ना. जितना आप ज़्यादा डिसिप्लिन लगाओगे, जितना ज़्यादा उसको कड़क ये करके रखोगे, वो उतना ही बिगड़ जाएगा वो बड़ा होकर के, बिकॉज ही विल सी दैट कि बचपन मेरा ऐसा गुजरा है, हम क्यों अब नाउ आई एम इंडिपेंडेंट, व्हाई शुड आई लिव अ लाइफ लाइक ए हेल दैट आई हैव डन इन द चाइल्डहुड। तो उसका मेंटालिटी चेंज हो जाएगा। बट लेकिन बचपन से अगर उसको आपने एक इन्वायरमेंट ऐसा कोजी इन्वायरमेंट दिया, हाँ थोड़ा स्ट्रिक्टनेस इज रिक्वायर्ड है ना, कभी कभी कोई बच्चा गलती कर दे या फिर कोई गलत काम संगति में पड़ जाए, उस वक्त माँ बाप को चाहिए कि वो बच्चे को पहले प्यार से समझाए, फिर उसको डांट डपट के, होता है ना कि दैट इज़ फाइन, वो तो होना ही चाहिए। लेकिन देयर आर सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ पेरेंट्स, स्ट्रिक्ट होना चाहिए, बिल्कुल स्ट्रिक्ट, एवरीथिंग इज स्ट्रिक्ट। तो ऐसे केस में क्या होता है कि बड़े होके बच्चे है ना बहुत झूठ बोल बोल के, है ना, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स देखने वाला है नहीं, सो वो गलत ही ट्रैक पे चला जाता है। ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, right? So what I was saying, that work age, so when you are going in the work age, body will automatically start to work. 25 साल के बाद either you will go to the office, either you will go to for the field work, either you will go for the inspection, either you will check what are the things that has to be done for the betterment of the country or betterment of society. So every time you will be under stressed, or सिर्फ physical stress नहीं, mental stress will be also there, right? For example, if railway, you are working in the railways, for example, if you are working in the railways, so you have to inspect everything, because everything will come, आप ही के नीचे से निकलेगा वो चीज़, है ना, जो भी चीज़ आप ही, जो भी चीज़ हो रहा है, that will be done under your guidance या फिर under your supervision. If anything goes wrong, you will be the responsible. So how much stress, बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस होता है उसके काम में, एंड एवरीथिंग यू हैव टू मैनेज, एवरीथिंग यू हैव टू चेक, एवरीथिंग यू हैव टू सी, सब चीज़ सही हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है, सही समय पे हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है, एवरीथिंग यू हैव टू चेक, बिकॉज यू आर द सुपरवाइजर, यू आर द हेड, एंड इफ एनीथिंग गोज रॉन्ग, कोई वर्कर को नहीं बोलेगा, जो आपके ऊपर ही पिन पॉइंट किया जाएगा। जैसे समथिंग हैपन्स टू इन दिस कंट्री, मान लो कोई घटना घटती है तो डायरेक्ट मिनिस्टर के ऊपर उंगली उठाते हैं, रोड हादसा हो गया मिनिस्टर के ऊपर उंगली उठेगी, ट्रेन हादसा हो गया रेलवे मिनिस्टर के ऊपर ये उठेगी, या फिर इस तरीके से होता है। सो एवरी वन हैज़ टू बी, मतलब जो, क्योंकि वही हेड है ना, वो चीज़ उसी के अंदर हो रहा है, तो एवरीथिंग हैज़ टू बी चेक, तो बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस होता है उसके अंदर, isn't it? So work age, so body suffers stress once a human enters work age, है ना, जैसे वो काम करने लायक हो गया, जैसे काम करने लायक हो गया, चाहे वो ऑफिस का वर्क करे, कंप्यूटर के सामने बैठना पड़ेगा, है ना, दिन भर का यही है, सुबह ऑफिस जाओ शाम में आओ थके हारे, है ना, बच्चे भी अगर तंग कर रहे हैं तो दिमाग की दही हो जाती है, करेक्ट। या फिर घर में अगर आपकी बीवी है, अगर आपकी बीवी आपसे ठीक से बात नहीं कर रही है तो भी दिमाग की दही, या फिर कोई रिलेटिव ऐसे आ गए जो दिमाग की, मतलब होता है ना, बत्ती जला दिया है, या फिर कोई ऐसे पड़ोसी आकर के बैठ गए जो फुल चिट चैट कर रहा, आपको चाहिए रेस्ट। तो बॉडी क्या होता है, ऑब्वियसली व्हेन यू आर एट सर्टेन एज, आप सुकून नहीं ढूंढ सकते, आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, यू आर गोइंग टू वर्क, मॉर्निंग 9 to 5 यू डू द वर्क, कम एट होम, है ना, अगर घर में अकेले हो तो अकेलापन, या फिर अगर फैमिली के साथ हो तो सबके आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि व्हाट आर द थिंग्स एट होम, किनको क्या ज़रूरत है। बॉडी हमेशा क्या होगा, इट विल बी अंडर स्ट्रेस, राइट, दिस इज हाउ द लाइफ, करेक्ट, वर्क एज। सेकेंड, जेंडर, जेंडर भी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है। सो जेंडर, राइट जेंडर एट राइट वर्क होना चाहिए, एट राइट वर्क, सिंपल जेंडर। अब क्या होता है कि इफ यू हैव सीन दैट, वी नो दैट मेल हैज मोर फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ एज कंपेयर टू द फीमेल इन जनरल। मेल जो होता है वो फिजिकली ज़्यादा स्ट्रांग होता है एज कम्पेयर टू फीमेल। सो जितने भी आपके स्ट्रेस वाले जॉब है, द जॉब दैट इज फुल ऑफ स्ट्रेस शुड बी गिवन टू द मेल। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if you see in the cities or in the metropolitan cities, I have seen that, even in Delhi I have seen that, कि women, even the pregnant women are working at the construction site, is very, you know, ये बहुत ही दुर्गति है इस देश का कि एक प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन या फिर एक वुमेन is working at the construction site and she is carrying bricks on her head to make the buildings, है ना। बिल्डिंग यहाँ पे दिल्ली में आए जाए कंस्ट्रक्शन होते रहते हैं, तो कंस्ट्रक्शन क्या होता है, दे विल मेक द बिल्डिंग्स, एक फ्लोर, सेकंड फ्लोर, थर्ड फ्लोर, सो द वुमेन आर कैरिंग ऑन देयर हेड a pile of bricks and going to the third floor and again come back. And even some are not pregnant, they have the little kid on their one side. एक साइड एक छोटा सा बच्चा है और सर पे इस तरीके से डाल करके ऊपर जाना. इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. इवन दो देयर फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ इज वेरी वीक, आफ्टर 30 to 35 years द बोन डेंसिटी ऑफ वुमेन डिक्रीजेस, स्टार्ट टू डिक्रीज. तो ऑब्वियस ही बात है कि बॉडी पे ज्यादा स्ट्रेस किसको पड़ रहा है, ऑब्वियसली. सो इन दैट केस इफ द मेल आर देयर, तो मेल को क्या पास क्या, दे हैव मोर फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ, दे कैन क्लाइम एंड दे कैन इजीली कम डाउन. तो इस तरीके से चीजें बंटवारा होना चाहिए. लेकिन क्या है कि यहाँ पे पॉवर्टी इतना ज़्यादा है, लोग को पैसा कमाना होता है, लोग को पैसा भी बचाना होता है. सो एवरीथिंग हैज, इस तरीके से क्या होता है कि वहाँ पे इंसान के अंदर इंसानियत नाम की अब चीज़ रही नहीं है ना. सो दे आर जस्ट रनिंग फॉर देयर मनी. चाहे किसी को कुछ हो जाए, हमें पैसा मिलना चाहिए, हमारा काम हो जाना चाहिए, चाहे दूसरे मर जाए या कुछ हो जाए, है ना. तो अब वैसा हो गया, क्योंकि बोलते हैं ना कि अब कलयुग चल रहा है, सतयुग ये सब, द्वापर युग ये सब जा चुका, अब कलयुग चल रहा है, अब घोर कलयुग भी आने वाला है. सो वॉट एवर, राइट. सो जेंडर, सो दैट मीन्स इफ राइट जेंडर इज नॉट एट राइट वर्क, अगर सही जेंडर के हिसाब से अगर काम नहीं दिया जाएगा तो बॉडी के अंदर क्या आ जाएगा, MSD विल बी डेवलप्ड. राइट. सो राइट राइट जेंडर एट राइट वर्क, राइट जेंडर एट राइट वर्क, है ना. सही. अब देखो फॉर एग्जाम्पल फॉर इंटरसिटीज, है ना, आपको पता भी चलेगा कि देयर आर सम वुमेन लोको पायलट्स, बट दे आर ट्रेन्ड ओनली टू ड्राइव दोज काइंड ऑफ ट्रेन्स विच आर इन द लोकलाइज्ड एरिया. क्योंकि सुबह से अगर काम में गए तो शाम में उनको घर भी लौटना है. बट फॉर मेल, फॉर राजधानी और जो मालगाड़ी जो जाते गुड्स ट्रेन, मेल आर बेसिकली डिप्लॉयड. वाई? बिकॉज दे हैव मोर फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ, दे कैन सस्टेन दोज काइंड ऑफ एक्सट्रीम हार्श कंडीशंस. लेकिन वुमेन के लिए ऐसा नहीं होता है. इसीलिए इंडियन रेलवेज के अंदर इफ द वुमेन आर गिवन, सो दे आर गिवन फॉर अ स्मॉल रेंज ऑफ द फ्यू किलोमीटर्स, ज्यादा दूर उनको रनिंग नहीं करना पड़े, सो दैट दे कैन कम बैक होम. बट फॉर द मेल it can go for days and days, and they can go from suppose Delhi to maybe Kerala, they are going with the goods train, so some days will be there. So this kind of thing will be given, right? Okay, next. C is your strength and endurance. Strength and endurance. What is the meaning of strength and endurance? Strength and endurance means ability of muscle masses, endurance, ability of muscle masses to remain contracted for longer period of time, to remain to remain contracted for long period of time. What does that mean? देखो फॉर एग्जाम्पल वेन एवर यू आर स्टैंडिंग और वेन एवर यू आर वर्किंग, योर मसल मास शुड सपोर्ट इट. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक बच्चा या फिर एक एडल्ट कैन स्टैंड फॉर 10 hours और 6 hours और 5 hours constantly, but if a person is of 60 years age, he or she cannot stand for 1 minute or 5 minutes also. Why? Because when suppose I am standing here, so that means the muscle around my leg, right, so my calf muscles and these muscles are contracted around the bone so that it is giving my full support. But as I grow older, when I touch age of 60 years, 65 years, what will happen? The muscle masses will be weakened, so it cannot contract for longer period of time around the bone so that it can support my whole body weight. So that is why the बुजुर्ग लोग जो होते हैं, they are basically allowed to sit for, उनको कभी खड़ा नहीं किया जाता, बिकॉज दे कैन नॉट स्टैंड फॉर लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. उनका मसल जो है इट कैन नॉट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम अराउंड द बोन. तो इसीलिए वो क्या होते हैं, कहीं बैठ जाते हैं. तो दैट इज वाई इन द मेट्रो और इन द बस ऑल्सो इट इज रिजर्व फॉर द ओल्ड एज पीपल, कि सीनियर सिटीजन्स को जगह दी जाती है बिकॉज दे कैन नॉट स्टैंड फॉर लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. सो इसी तरीके से इफ यू गो टू द जिम, इफ यू डू सम काइंड ऑफ एक्सरसाइज, व्हेन यू कम आउट योर बॉडी विल बी वेरी टाइट, isn't it? Why? Because when you are working your muscle is contracted, but जैसे जैसे शाम होने लगता है your muscle masses will स्टार्ट टू रिलैक्स. इसको बेसिकली बोलते हैं स्ट्रेंथ एंड इंड्योरेंस. ठीक है. Correct. Okay. Now there are two things in this. One is called as isometric. Isometric means static. So muscle does not get time to relax. Muscle does not get time to relax. And another is your isotonic. Another is your isotonic. It is called as dynamic. Isotonic means dynamic. So muscle relaxes frequently. इसीलिए कभी कभी क्या होता है कि when you are standing for long period of time, just after few minutes or maybe after every half an hour, you try to sit. कहीं पे जाकर के थोड़ा सा जगह मिल जाए, sit for 5 minutes, because your muscle will get relaxed, you will not feel tired, right? D, physical fitness. Physical fitness, right? So if a person is physically fit and then he is or she is going to do work, then the chance that the injury will be less, right? but if the worker is physically unfit, worker is physically unfit, then doing work, doing any work, he or she may develop MSD, है ना. अगर आदमी physically fit नहीं है, if the worker is not physically fit and he is going to do work, so chances that the damage to his or her body will be more. And the last is called as anthropometry. What is anthropometry? Anthropometry means it is a science that deals with body ratio and proportion. Body ratio and proportion. correct? So science that deals with body ratio and proportion, science that deals with body ratio and proportion, right? So if now suppose if a person is of 5 feet 6 inch and he is slim and trim, and the same type of person of the height 5 6 but he is overweight, so when these two person is going to work, the work nature will be different, isn't it? So the person who is very fat or very heavy, there his working posture will be different as compared to the person who is physically fit, right? So obviously due to this, body will stress for those person who is basically heavy and overweight, so MSD will develop more, correct? Next, so this was your risk factor due to the worker itself. Second one, due to work or task. Due to work or task. Due to work or task. See, in this, the first one, required force. So when you are going to do any work, if you are going to do any work, it requires force, maybe pulling, maybe pushing, maybe lifting, maybe putting down, maybe taking up, maybe taking down, and so on. So every work requires, every work that you are going to do, it requires some optimum amount of force, and that force depends upon the dimension of the object, the size of the object, the type of the surface you are handling, right? So these are basically, suppose there is a chair, right, and it is stuck somewhere and you try to pull it, so maybe while pulling you didn't take a proper attention and you may fall or you may get hurt, right? So required force. Required force depends upon type of object, shape and size of the object, shape, size and weight, shape, size and weight of the object, surface of the object, etc. Surface of the object, etc. Doing such work body stresses लीडिंग टू MSD. जैसे कूली का काम क्या है, तो रिक्वायर्ड फोर्स पे डिपेंड करेगा, isn't it? Lack of proper sleep is also one of MSD factor. Lack of sleep से MSD नहीं होता है. Lack of sleep से क्या होगा, indirectly. See, if you are not properly, if you don't take proper sleep, you will feel dizzy or you will feel not working in the when you are in the working area. So due to that, what will happen? So lack of interest will create accidents. It will call accident. उसकी वजह से accident हो जाएगा, है ना? Required force. Second, vibration. Working in a vibratory environment. Working with a machine that vibrates like jackhammer, like jackhammer, railway engines, etc. The sensory receptors interfere. The sensory receptors are interfered, leading to MSD. Correct? C. Postures. Working in wrong posture, working at wrong posture, working at wrong posture causes MSD. For example, leaning towards computer, isn't it? So these are the few things that you have to learn. Postures. So this is the second one, and the third and the last is due to workstation or environment. Due to workstation or environment. Environment या workstation की वजह से बॉडी के ऊपर स्ट्रेस डेवलप हो जाता है. करेक्ट? Due to workstation or environment. In this, the first one, it is called as heat stress. Right. So heat stress, देखो heat stress मतलब क्या होता है, जैसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं लू लग जाना. So when you are going to work in an environment where the heat is very high, for example iron and ore industries, welding industries, railway engines. In the railway engines also, if you go inside the engine, so there is some portion of the heat is transmitted towards the cabin for the loco pilots. तो जिसकी वजह से बहुत गर्मी होती है. और inside under the sun construction, or if you have any field work, so obviously there will is a chance that you will go under heat stroke. लू लग सकता है जिसकी वजह से बॉडी पे स्ट्रेस डेवलप होना शुरू हो जाएगा. Isn't it? Heat stress. So working in a hot environment like under the sun, comma welding industry, comma iron ore industries, etc. बॉडी सफर्स इलेक्ट्रोलाइटिक इम्बैलेंस, इसलिए इलेक्ट्रल पाउडर पिला दिया जाता है. इलेक्ट्रोलाइटिक imbalance which causes heat stress, heat stress मतलब होगा एक लू लग जाना. It becomes fatal under humid condition, because body does not cool at a faster rate. कहने का मतलब क्या हो गया? See, suppose if you are leaning to के बाद leaning towards computer है, towards है, to के बाद कुछ नहीं है, leaning towards मतलब कंप्यूटर की तरह झुकना, झुक करके है ना. कंप्यूटर ऐसे झुक करके देख रहे हैं, गलत पोस्चर है. Some student while doing revision they will put one hand here
and they will put this part on the pillow, and they will put one leg above another, and they will study like this. After few, maybe half an hour, when they stretch their hands, they will feel this here there is some kind of pain, that is your MSD. Similarly, if in the wrong posture, if you sleep in the night and if you get up, your head will hang, isn't it? You cannot twist your head like this because of this pain. So that is your MSD, wrong posture, correct? Due to wrong posture, the body has stressed. Clear till here? Lakshman, good morning sir. Good morning यार, सही वक्त पे आए हो सर. Electrolytic imbalance means, see, in our body the sodium, potassium, these salts are there, right? So they maintain the body temperature, correct? So our body also produces some kind of temperature. For example, when there is स्टमक अपसेट या फिर कभी किसी को पेट खराब हो जाता है, तो क्या होता है कि द डॉक्टर गिव द इलेक्ट्रोलाइटिक थिंग लाइक इलेक्ट्रल पाउडर, सो दैट द बॉडी रिस्टोर्स द एसेंशियल केमिकल्स दैट हैज बीन लॉस्ट, करेक्ट? एक्सेसिव स्वेटिंग की वजह से भी इलेक्ट्रोलाइटिक इम्बैलेंस हो जाता है. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ पेट खराब या डिहाइड्रेशन की वजह से होता है. ड्यू टू द एक्सेसिव स्वेटिंग ऑल्सो द सॉल्ट, सोडियम, पोटेशियम एंड दिस काइंड ऑफ सॉल्ट्स, दे कम आउट फ्रॉम द बॉडी and the body becomes electrolytically imbalanced, because our body should produce some kind of temperature to maintain the body temperature so that we remain stable. So due to this humid condition or due to this high heating condition, sweating will be there. So due to this sweat, all the important chemicals will come out through the sweat. So body will be in the deficiency of certain kind of chemicals. So these are called as electrolytic imbalance. So that to maintain that body temperature, those components has to be there. So the person is given some kind of lemon water or some kind of electrolytic juice, so that the body restores its own function. Now second point I have written that it becomes fatal under humid condition. Humid condition means, for example, if you go to the coastal area like West Bengal, Orissa, then Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Chennai, this kind of the coastal area, if you go, there is the environment very humid. Humid means आपको चिपचिपाहट लगेगा. Even if you switch on the fan, your body will not get cool. In the summer, खासकर in the summer, it becomes very difficult. Your body, you will always feel hot. Even though fan is running, your sweat will not get dried up because of the, what is humidity? Humidity is nothing but the amount of water content inside the environment or in the atmosphere. So it becomes fatal, because when a body is under heat stress, we always give water, we always put them under the fan so that the body cools down. Now under the humid condition, if anybody has heat stress, so what is going to happen? The body is not going to cool. So what will happen? So finally it will become very fatal. So in that case, what we do is we put ice cubes, or sometimes the person is laid down on the ice bricks only. आइस के ऊपर इसको लिटा दिया जाता है ताकि बॉडी जल्दी से जल्दी ठंडा हो जाए, क्योंकि बॉडी ठंडा नहीं होगा तो वो हीट स्ट्रोक नहीं जाएगा. करेक्ट. ओके. सेकेंड वन, इट इज कॉल्ड एज कोल्ड स्ट्रेस. सेकेंड वन, इट इज कॉल्ड एज कोल्ड स्ट्रेस. व्हाट इज कोल्ड स्ट्रेस? सो दैट मीन्स इनएबिलिटी ऑफ बॉडी, inability of body to maintain adequate temperature. हर बॉडी एक टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करता है ना. सो अगर आपका बॉडी मेंटेन नहीं कर पा रहा तो दैट मीन्स यू आर अंडर कोल्ड स्ट्रेस. तो आपको स्वेटर पहनाया जाएगा, जैकेट्स, वी वेयर स्वेटर, सो दैट बिकॉज आवर बॉडी इज अनेबल टू cope up with the environmental cold and atmosphere, right? So when you go outside, it is very cold, so your body is not producing enough heat so that they will counteract with the cold environment. So that is why we have to wear sweater and all those stuff. Correct? ये हो गया आपका cold stress. Third, it is your light. If the light is not proper in the workstation or in the environment, you cannot do work, otherwise it will stress your body, isn't it? So ambient light should be there. Ambient light must be present for a work to be done, है ना. आप अंधेरे में कोई काम भी नहीं कर सकते, राइट. डी, हियरिंग लॉस या नॉइज. Working in noisy environment. Working in noisy environment. Working in noisy environment leads to temporary or permanent disability. Temporary or परमानेंट डिसेबिलिटी. जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल डेफनेस. डेफनेस मीन्स परमानेंट हियरिंग लॉस. परमानेंट हियरिंग लॉस, है ना, सुनाई नहीं देना बंद हो गया, राइट. सिमिलरली वी हैव टिनाइटस. Tinnitus means ringing or buzzing sound. Ringing or buzzing sound. Buzzing sound in the ear, है ना. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if somebody comes and shouts at your ear, थोड़ी देर के लिए कान में क्या होता है, एक झंझनाहट शुरू हो जाता है. और इफ एनी बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट, दिवाली के जब पटाखे या बम कान के पास फटते हैं इन दिवाली, when any bomb or any crackers burst near the ear, you will not hear, you will just listen a buzzing or ringing sound. Similarly, there was a movie Wanted in which last scene when the Gunny Bhai was hit by Salman Khan, right? So Gunny Bhai could not hear anything, ringing or buzzing sound was there, isn't it? So that is called as tinnitus. One movie was there, the movie name was Genius. The movie name was Genius. In that also the hero was suffering from tinnitus, correct. Similarly, last one is your paracusis. Paracusis means paracusis, it is your auditory illusion. ऑडिटरी इल्यूजन्स. ऑडिटरी इल्यूजन्स क्या होता है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल सपोज अ ह्यूज पार्टी इज गोइंग ऑन, 31st का नाइट है ना, लोग फुल मस्त होके गाना बजाना में मशगूल है, राइट. सो नाउ व्हेन देयर इज अ वेरी लाउड म्यूजिक, समटाइम्स यू फील दैट योर फोन इज रिंगिंग और somebody has called you, or you feel that some of your friend is having a phone which is ringing. ऐसा आता है, इसको बोलते हैं auditory illusions. So that is called as paracusis, right. Even though their phone is not ringing, even though nobody has called you, लेकिन in noisy environment it feels that somebody has called me or someone has called me, or my phone is ringing, something like this. Illusions will come, isn't it? So this happens. बताओ क्लियर है? तो ये तीन वजह से क्या होता है कि वी हैव MSDs. नाउ हाउ टू फिक्स द प्रॉब्लम? सो कंट्रोलिंग दिस रिस्क फैक्टर्स, कंट्रोलिंग रिस्क फैक्टर्स. Done? Done? Fine. Now how to control these risk factors? Fine. Controlling risk factors. First, elimination and substitution. Elimination and substitution. Elimination and substitution. That means eliminate the hazard. Eliminate the hazard, or if possible, अगर possible है eliminate the hazard, or substitute with modern tools and technology, or substitute with modern tools and technologies. Correct. Second one, it is called as engineering control. Engineering control. So by redesigning tools, equipments, redesigning tools, equipments, workstations, etc. That is called as engineering. For example, ergonomic chairs, है ना. करेक्ट, ergonomic चेयर ऐसा होता है. तो चेयर में क्या होता है? सो in this chair you can recline like this, the seat can be up and down, right, it can move here and there. तो अपने हिसाब से आप चेयर का को एडजस्ट कर सकते हो, अर्गोनॉमिक चेयर इन द कार्स, इन द व्हीकल्स ऑल्सो, ये हो गया। थर्ड, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव कंट्रोल। Administrative control, that means so control by the management, control by management, like या फिर इसको ठीक है, by providing or by scheduling more breaks, by scheduling more breaks, by curtailing overtimes, by curtailing overtimes, by giving proper training, by giving proper training, by doing regular inspection, by recruiting right person at right work, right person at right work. So with this, second chapter is also clear, done. So we will go to the second last chapter, that is chapter number 3. Tinnitus and paralysis तो छोटे प्रॉब्लम, इससे MSD देखो प्रॉब्लम तो छोटे, ये तो आपको एक बार दिवाली आती है ना, दिवाली हर दिन थोड़ी आती है, हर दिन कान के पास बम फोड़ते रहो, हर दिन आप डीजे में जाके बजाते रहो, तब पता चलेगा। MSD इट इज नॉट वन डे प्रोसेस, इट इज क्यूमुलेटिव इफेक्ट, राइट। सो पैराक्यूसिस इज बेसिकली इट इज वन डे। आप ये क्या होता है, ये तो मैंने आपको एग्जाम्पल दिया कि एक बार कान के पास कोई बम फोड़ के चला गया तो ये हो गया, हर दिन बम फोड़े और हमेशा बम फोड़ते रहे, तब पता चलेगा क्या है वो चीज़, है ना। इसी तरीके से टिनाइटस, करेक्ट, दैट इज बेसिकली ऑडिटरी इल्यूजन। हर दिन आप डीजे वाले जगह पे जाओ डेली, 1 साल तक 5 साल तक ऐसे करो, है ना। उसके बाद अब ये बताओ, यू कैन हैव यू एवर सीन व्हाई डीजे, द पर्सन हु इज प्लेइंग दिस म्यूजिक दे वेयर द हेडफोन्स, वो हेडफोन पहनता है, आपने देखा होगा। इन द डीजे द पर्सन हु इज प्लेइंग द डीजे दे वेयर द हेडफोन्स, ताकि आवाज़ अंदर कान के अंदर ना जाए, ठीक है। उनको पता चलता है, थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया लगता है कि कौन सा गाना बज रहा है, व्हाट दे हैव द नॉलेज, लेकिन वो गाना सुनता नहीं है, वो गाने से बचने की कोशिश करता है, बिकॉज इट विल गिव द परमानेंट डिसेबिलिटी। समझे मिस्टर ऋत्विक? नयन खोल के देखो। तो हमारे पास चैप्टर नंबर 4 आ जाते हैं। सो टुमारो इज द लास्ट क्लास। So just 1 second, note करते रहिए। any doubt? डन, ओके। परसों सुबह का शेड्यूल कल मालूम होगा क्या सर? हाँ, अगर आज मालूम होगा, देखो दे विल कम एंड टेल, है ना, क्योंकि हमें पता नहीं चलता ना। सो उन लोगों को पता होता कि, क्योंकि व्हाट वी से कि हमें क्लास कब खत्म होना होता है, आई टोल्ड देम कि वेडनेसडे को है, ठीक है, तो उनका हेडेक है। नेक्स्ट चैप्टर 3 फायर सेफ्टी, चलो निपटाते हैं फटाफट। फायर सेफ्टी, केमिस्ट्री ऑफ फायर। A fire is caught by chain reaction between fuel, oxygen and heat that forms a fire triangle or fire tetrahedron. दिस इज द फायर, करेक्ट। इसमें 3 कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं, कौन कौन से? सो वन इज योर ऑक्सीजन, this is a fuel and this is the heat. So when until and unless there is a chain reaction between oxygen, heat and fuel, the fire cannot catch. इसमें से एक भी component if any one component is missing also, there will be no fire, correct. Now what is the role of oxygen here? Oxygen, it sustains combustion, correct. Then what is the role of fuel? It supports combustion, correct. Then what is the role of heat? It provides sufficient temperature for fire to grow, है ना. So this is called as fire triangle या fire tetrahedron भी कहते हैं इसको. So it is sometimes called as fire triangle, sometimes it is called as fire tetrahedron, correct. Now a fire can be extinguished by stopping the chain reaction. correct. So a fire can be extinguished by stopping the chain reaction, that is smothering. That is smothering. What is the meaning of smothering? Smothering means cut off oxygen supply. Cut off oxygen supply. Correct. Starvation. Starvation means removing fuel. Removing fuel from the site. And cooling using water jets. Using water jets to cool down fire. Correct. So next we have stages of fire growth. Stages of fire growth. So there are 4 stages of fire growth. So completed till here. यहाँ तक note कर लो. So if you are done, then just let me know so that we can go ahead. correct. Okay. So stages of fire growth, let us see. This is time and this is a heat release rate. Heat release rate, HRR. This is called as initiation or incipient stage. This is called as flashover. This is called as growth stage. This is your HRR max, which is also known as fire load. So this is called as fully developed stage. And this is called as decay stage. So there are 4 stages of fire growth. So just note it down. डन ओके तो देखो एक एक करके देखते हैं द फर्स्ट इज योर इनसेपियंट या इनिशिएशन स्टेज इनसेपियंट और initiation stage. What is going to happen at this stage? So it is the earliest stage, it is the earliest stage and fire stage of fire growth and it can be extinguished using fire extinguisher correct okay next is your growth stage अब देखो growth stage क्या होता है growth stage suppose this is a house, this is a door, this is a ceiling and this is the base, correct. Suppose fire जो है यहाँ लग गया, suppose this is the fire, correct, this is your fire. Now as the fire catches, the heat will go up and it will move laterally everywhere in the space, है ना, आग ऐसे लगता है ना. So where there will be fire, the heat will go up and if there is a ceiling, then from the ceiling it will move laterally in all the direction. So due to this, what is going to happen, the temperature of the ceiling is going to rise, correct. And where will be the best visibility, the best visibility will be at the base. So what is, how you have to move out, so that means you need to crawl and go out of the room. तो अगर कहीं आग लगा है, if the fire is caught in, suppose this is the room in the which the fire is caught, so the heat will move upward, vertically upward, and then it will laterally move, the smoke or the heat, it will move like this. So obviously the visibility will be more at the ground, so you need to crawl and then you have to leave the room. Otherwise if you move like this, so due to the smoke it will become the visibility will be very poor and you may stuck in some problem, right. So that is called as growth stage. So sufficient oxygen plus fuel plus heat the heat developed due to fire moves vertically upward, and then spreads laterally, correct. The temperature of ceiling increases, correct. The best visibility is at the base, hence to fire escape crawling is best option. जैसे आर्मी लोग क्राउल करते हैं ना, वैसे क्राउल करके आपको निकलना बेहतर है, करेक्ट. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ग्रोथ स्टेज. नोट कर लीजिए यहाँ तक. Clear? Done? Okay. Next. Now, here you can see that between the growth stage and fully developed stage, there is one term that is called as flashover. See, every time you will not get flashover. हर बार flashover मिल जाए इसका कोई guarantee नहीं है. So, what exactly is flashover? So, let us discuss about the flashover. देखो, what happens in the flashover? Same house I am taking. Right? So, there is a fire here. Now, in this case, temperature of ceiling, it is around 500 to 600 degrees centigrade, right? So, this due to this fire, what is going to happen? So, due to this fire, you can see that the heat is developed here, 500 to 600. So, within 3 to 4 seconds, the whole room will engulf in the fire, right? For example, suppose there is a fire. So, obviously for flashover to occur, ceiling temperature must be 500 to 600. So, if the ceiling temperature is 500 to 600 degrees centigrade, that means sufficient amount of oxygen plus fuel has to be there, right? So, that means if you burn a paper, the ceiling temperature cannot be 500 to 600. So, obviously in 600 flashover you will not see in a paper, right? So, ceiling temperature will be high, that means amount of fuel that is required is will very large. So, what will happen? Suppose this is a room packed with grains, अनाज से भरा हुआ है. Suppose किसी ने बीड़ी पी करके फेंक दिया, आग लग गया. So, slowly the fire is going on increasing, आग लगी. So, ceiling temperature started to increase. When it reached 500 to 600 degrees centigrade, the whole room temperature is at 500 to 600 degrees temperature. So, what will happen? At every corner, the grain which is not even caught fire, due to this high temperature, it will suddenly catch fire. So, within 3 to 4 seconds, the whole room will catch fire. That is, and due to this sudden catch of fire within 3 to 4 seconds, the huge gas or the huge pressure of the gas will build up inside the room. Due to that, what is going to happen? Due to that, all these windows or doors, etc., it will move with a substantial velocity and it will come out, है ना. बाहर की तरफ फेंकेगा, कांच टुकड़े टुकड़े हो जाएंगे, ये दरवाजा खुल करके निकल जाएगा. आप जैसे होता है ना कि बम कहीं फेंका जाता है, इन द मूवीज यू हैव सीन व्हेन देयर इज अ इनॉर्मस ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ गैस that is released due to the heat. So, you can see that human also flies, the objects also flies, the doors, windows सब उड़ के निकल जाता है. So, it happens at the flashover, correct? Crawling is best option means, crawling मतलब क्या होता है? क्राउलिंग क्या होता है? बच्चे जब चलना सीखते हैं उससे पहले क्राउल करते हैं, है ना. व्हेन द या फिर आर्मी जब फेंस से जाते हैं जमीन पर कैसे करते हैं? क्राउल करते हैं, 2 हाथ से इसी तरीके से क्राउल करते हैं. तो क्राउलिंग करने से क्या होगा कि आपको धुआं नहीं लगेगा. इफ यू गो लाइक दिस, धुआं आंख में लगेगा और आप गिर सकते हो. क्राउल मतलब जमीन पे लेट जाओ और हाथ के बल ऐसे अपने आप को क्राउल करते करते, जैसे बच्चे लोग क्राउल नहीं करते हैं, चलने से पहले बच्चे क्या करते हैं? क्राउल करते हैं ना, छोटे बच्चे, तो उसको बोलते हैं क्राउलिंग, ठीक है. तो वहां पे क्या होगा कि क्योंकि विजिबिलिटी बेस्ट कहां पे है? बेस पे है ना. बेस विल हैव द बेस्ट विजिबिलिटी, तो आपको नीचे धुआं नहीं दिखेगा, तो क्लियर आपको पैसेज दिखेगा, तो आप आराम से निकल सकते हो. सो सफिशिएंट ऑक्सीजन प्लस फ्यूल. सो व्हाट विल हैपन? सीलिंग टेम्परेचर rises up to 500 to 600 degrees centigrade, due to which fuel catches fire, within 3 to 4 seconds. Huge pressure of gas tries to come out, and doing so, the openings like windows, doors, etc., moves out with substantial velocity, velocity. That is basically called as flashover. तो हमेशा आपको फ्लैश ओवर मिलेगा, इसका कोई गारंटी नहीं है. करेक्ट. सो ओके, दैट वाज द ग्रोथ स्टेज. थर्ड स्टेज, इट इज कॉल्ड एज फुल्ली डेवलप्ड स्टेज. So the whole fuel catches fire and maximum heat release is released known as fire load. ठीक है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, फोर्थ एंड द लास्ट वन, इट इज कॉल्ड एज डीके स्टेज. देखो डीके स्टेज क्या है? दिस इज लास्ट स्टेज, डीके स्टेज. सो एट दिस स्टेज, राइट, बिफोर टर्निंग इनटू एशेज, देखो आग बुझने से तुरंत राख नहीं बन जाता है ना. सो इफ द फायर इज नॉट देयर, दैट डज नॉट मीन इट हैज कन्वर्टेड इनटू एशेज. It is basically, there is a nascent stage, there is a transition stage that is called as glowing embers. For example, अगर आप कोयले को, if you burn a coal, fire will be there. When the fire extinguishes, it will glow and then it will slowly convert into ashes. इस तरीके से अगरबत्ती है ना. सो अगरबत्ती अगर जलाओगे तो आग बुझते ही आपको क्या होगा? तुरंत राख नहीं मिलेगा. You will find some glowing embers. That is basically called as that means that is a decay stage. तो तुरंत आग बुझने से ऐश में कन्वर्ट नहीं होता है. इट विल, इवन यू बर्न अ पेपर, सो व्हेन द पेपर टर्न इनटू एशेस, यू विल सी दैट रेड डॉट्स, दोस आर बेसिकली योर ग्लोइंग एम्बर्स. कार्तिक अरविंद, सर इन फ्लैश ओवर फ्यूल विच इज नॉट येट बर्न कैचेस फायर. यस, क्योंकि पूरे जो है ceiling temperature is 500 to 600 degrees centigrade. So the fuel which is spread in the room everywhere, द टेम्परेचर हैज गॉन अप टू 500 to 600 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड, अचानक से हर कोने में आग पकड़ लेगा वो, है ना, क्योंकि आग तो मेन यहाँ था सीलिंग, बिकॉज ऑफ द एम्बियंट टेम्परेचर, बिकॉज द टेम्परेचर इज वेरी हॉट इनसाइड द रूम, सडनली एट एवरी कॉर्नर ईच ग्रेन विल कैच एज फायर, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज फ्लैश ओवर। इसलिए फ्लैश ओवर हर बार हो जाएगा ऐसा कोई गारंटी नहीं है, ठीक है। एंड ओपन फील्ड में तो फ्लैश ओवर बिल्कुल भी नहीं हो सकता। इन द ओपन ग्राउंड इफ देर इज नो सीलिंग देर कैन नॉट बी फ्लैश ओवर until and unless some bomb blast is there। बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट की कहानी अलग होती है, बिकॉज दिस इज ड्यू टू द हाई प्रेशर ऑफ द एयर, है ना, एयर को क्या करते हैं, डिस्प्लेस किया जाता है बहुत हाई वेलोसिटी से, इसीलिए उसमें होता है फ्लैश ओवर। फ्लैश ओवर नहीं, बेसिकली वो हाई वेलोसिटी ऑफ द एयर। इसमें क्या होता है, ड्यू टू द हाई प्रेशर ऑफ द गैसेस इनसाइड द रूम इट ट्राइज टू कम आउट, इसलिए होता है। ऐसे सिलेंडर ब्लास्ट कर जाता है ना इस तरीके से, डिके स्टेज। सो इट इज द फाइनल स्टेज, इट इज द फाइनल स्टेज and before turning into ashes, before turning into ashes the fuel remains in the fuel remains in the state of glowing embers, glowing embers। आप समझिए जैसे कोयला है ना, आग नहीं रहता लेकिन वो रेड रेड टाइप का दिखता है ना, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ग्लोइंग एम्बर्स। क्लियर? सो दीज आर द बेसिकली 4 स्टेजेस ऑफ फायर ग्रोथ। नेक्स्ट, रूल्स टू फाइट फायर, रूल्स टू फाइट फायर, एक्रोनिम इज रेस। ये एक्रोनिम आपसे एग्जाम में पूछा जाता है, एंड ये सारी चीज आपके फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर पे भी लिखा होता है। दिस टर्म्स आर बेसिकली रिटन इन रेस, पास, इस तरीके से। इफ यू सी इन द फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर जो होता है ना, पोर्टेबल फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर, देयर इट इज रिटन इन सम फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर रेस और पास, समथिंग लाइक दिस। व्हाट इज रेस? रूल, दिस इज योर एक्रोनिम। आर स्टैंड्स फॉर रेस्क्यू, आर स्टैंड्स फॉर रेस्क्यू, दैट इज रेस्क्यू the trapped person and call out for fire। मतलब ये है कि if what is the meaning of this, suppose you see that there is some fire inside your building or inside your office or inside your premises, so what you should do first? First rescue. So rescue the trapped person. If there is a person which is trapped somewhere, you try to rescue them and call out for fire. That means dial the number for the fire ambulance so that the fire brigade or fire engine come and they can fight the fire. This is the first thing, correct? R. Then A. A is your alarm. What is alarm? So raise the nearest alarm. Raise the nearest alarm so that everyone in the building can understand that there is some fire. So if you go to the mall, right, so there will be alarm. So how the alarm will look like? So there will be a red color box, inside there will be a circular glass and there will be a dot, and there will be one hammer that will be hanging about it, around it, isn't it? So there will be a red color box in which there will be a glass and there will be a small button. So what you have to do in case of fire, you hold this hammer, break this glass, and then you press this button, the whole building, the siren will start to make the noise, right? So that is called as raise the nearest alarm. So that is A. So this is called as acronym, raise. C. C is your confine. Confine the site of fire by closing doors or windows, doors and windows। ठीक है, क्यों? So that the fire or so that the smoke does not come in the lobby, staircase, because from there only the people will run, isn't it? तो अगर मान लो कि कहीं धुआं बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है और दरवाज़ा खिड़की खुला तो धुआं क्या होगा, बाहर आ जाएगा, तो लोगों को भागने में दिक्कत हो सकती है। इसीलिए confine the site of fire by closing doors and windows so that people can easily egress, right? So that people can easily egress। egress का मतलब होता है कि पास कर जाए, है ना, आराम से वो किसी चीज से एक्सेस होकर तुरंत निकल सकता है, इग्रेस. सो ई एंड ई इवैक्यूएट और एक्सटिंग्विश. उल्टा हो गया. एक्सटिंग्विश extinguish or evacuate. What does that mean? It means that if possible extinguish. अगर आपसे हो पा रहा है तो हीरो बनने की जरूरत नहीं है ना. तो हीरोगिरी आग बुझाने में नहीं है, भागने में है. सो इफ पॉसिबल एक्सटिंग्विश फायर, अगर हो सकता है फायर, एल्स इवैक्यूएट, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी आपने फायर वाले को अलार्म है ना, ऑलरेडी आपने फायर इंजन को बुला रखा है. करेक्ट. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज डन. तो एग्जाम में पूछा जाएगा व्हाट इज द रूल्स टू फाइट अ फायर. ये आपको दिया रहेगा रेस इस तरीके से. सो रेस. Vishnu, sir, please provide your phone number. I have given my Telegram ID. You want my Insta ID? वो भी दे सकते हैं, कल ही बनाया Instagram ID. मैंने नहीं बनाया, किसी ने बना दिया. हम बोले ठीक है, बना दियो तो रहने दो. Because I am not much active in these phones and social media. I don't like. जबरदस्ती लोग फोन लेके बना दिए. बोले रहने तो फिर. ओके, नाउ क्लास ऑफ फायर एंड फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर यूज्ड एंड फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर यूज्ड. ठीक है. ठीक है. डन टिल हियर. एनी डाउट? Okay, now see. So class of fire and fire extinguisher used. So let us see. Class of fire. And this is a fire extinguisher. Right. So the first one is your class A. Class A means flammable solid. Class A is your flammable solid, like for example rubber, wood, paper, etc. So we use dry powder, we use foam, and we use water jets to extinguish fire. This is the first one. Second, class B. So this is a flammable liquid. Flammable liquid, correct? For example, kerosene, petrol, diesel, etc. So for this we use two things, either dry powder or CO2. See what exactly is dry powder and CO2, I will just tell you. See, when you have seen the फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर है ना, छोटा आपने देखा होगा, पोर्टेबल फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर लगा होता है, दीवार पर टंगे होते हैं. इन दैट इट विल बी लिक्विड. जैसे एलपीजी गैस में क्या होता है, इफ यू शेक द सिलेंडर, है ना, एलपीजी सिलेंडर को शेक करोगे तो अंदर में लिक्विड होता है, बट व्हेन यू प्रेस इट विल कन्वर्ट इनटू गैस. सिमिलरली द ऑल द एलिमेंट्स or all this fire extinguisher, it will be in the liquid state. When you switch on, it will that means when you squeeze it, so when the gas will come out from the liquid state, it will convert into powder state, it will convert into foam state. Just for example, if there are certain kind of hand wash, if you press it, it will be liquid inside, if you press it, it will convert into foam. Like Gillette shaving cream, है ना, अंदर लिक्विड होता है, जैसे प्रेस करो तो फोम में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है कि नहीं, एग्जैक्टली द सेम थिंग, राइट. सो व्हेन यू प्रेस द स्विच, the liquid will convert into powder or the liquid will convert into foam, just like Gillette shaving cream, or just like some hand wash also. Similarly, it will convert into liquid, will convert into gas. So that is your second one. Third one, वन एंड थ्री पॉइंट दिखाओ सर, कौन सा 1 and 3? 1 and 3 पॉइंट. अच्छा रुको, क्लास के बाद दिखाते हैं. थर्ड वन, क्लास सी, फ्लेमेबल गैस. फ्लेमेबल गैस, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मीथेन, एलपीजी, etc. For this only one, dry powder. Fourth one, class D, flammable metals. Flammable metals, like for example lithium, sodium, magnesium, etc. Because as soon as they catches moisture, it will start to burn, है ना, मॉइस्चर लगते ही आग लग जाएगा. इसके लिए हम लोग इस्तेमाल करते हैं ड्राई पाउडर. एंड द लास्ट वन, the fifth one, class E. So it is your class E, fire due to electric short circuit. Class E, due to short circuit. ठीक, तो इसमें क्या यूज करते हैं, दो चीज इस्तेमाल होता है, आइदर ड्राई पाउडर और CO2. ड्राई पाउडर या फिर CO2 का इस्तेमाल होता है, करेक्ट. ठीक है. नोट नंबर 1, CO2 must not be used. CO2 must not be used in closed space because it gives choking sensation. Because it gives choking sensation. तो बंद कमरे में CO2 गैस का इस्तेमाल हम नहीं करते हैं, है ना, क्योंकि CO2 से क्या होता है, चोकिंग होने लगता है. सेकेंड, ड्राई पाउडर इज कॉल्ड एज, अब देखोगे हर में हमने वी हैव यूज ड्राई पाउडर एवरीवेयर. सो ड्राई पाउडर इज नोन एज यूनिवर्सल फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर. इज नोन एज यूनिवर्सल फायर एक्सटिंग्विशर, करेक्ट. एंड water before using water, the reason of fire must be known. The reason of catching fire must be known. Catching fire must be known. मतलब ये हो गया, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इलेक्ट्रिक शॉर्ट सर्किट से आग लगा है, सपोज द फायर इज caught due to short circuit, you cannot use water. If the water is the fire is caught due to flammable gas, you cannot use water. If it is from the flammable liquid, you cannot use water. If it is from the metals, you cannot use water. So before using water or before using fire extinguishers or water खासकर, you should know by what reason the fire has caught. आग किसकी वजह से लगा ये जानना जरूरी है. पता चला आप आग बुझाने के चक्कर में आग भड़का दियो, because you know liquid is lighter than water, so wherever the water move it will carry the liquid and the liquid will burn and it will engulf more fire. जैसे होता है ना कि गर्म तेल में अगर पानी डाल देते हो तो कैसे आग लगता है, ऐसे भड़क जाता है. तो you cannot put water in a flammable liquid, you cannot put water in the flammable metals, you cannot put water in the short circuit. So before using these things you have to be very much careful. ठीक. And today's last topic we will do is your use of fire extinguisher. Fire extinguisher इस्तेमाल कैसे करते हैं. Fire extinguisher तो देखा सबने है, everybody has seen the fire extinguisher. So it is acronym is PASS, right? How to use fire extinguisher. So this will be the last topic and today's session will be ending. So tomorrow we will finish the class of design, drawing and safety. This is the fire. So this is a fire extinguisher, right? Correct. So use of fire extinguisher. Let us see how the fire extinguisher is used. So this is a fire extinguisher. ऐसे ही होता है ना कुछ fire extinguisher. So what is the acronym? So acronym is your PASS. So tomorrow we will start class at 8:45 a.m. Tomorrow's timing. Right? Class will start at 8:45. So tomorrow timing is from 8:45. So it will not take much time, because the last chapter is only there and one more topic is there that we will see in this. So tomorrow fire safety, and then we will do the last topic. Correct. Now see here, P stands for pull. P stands for pull the pin. Pull the pin. So this is 1. So you need to pull this pin. Correct. Next, A. A stands for aim the nozzle at base of, aim the nozzle at the base of fire. At the base of fire. So that is your second. This is your second. Third, S stands for squeeze the lever. Squeeze the lever. So this is the third. Squeeze the lever. And final S is your sweep. Sweep about the base of fire. इसको ऐसे लिख लेते हैं, रुक जाओ. So P stands for pull, है ना, याद रहेगा. आप चाहो तो ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो P. अच्छा रहने दो ऐसे. ये कहाँ अटक गया? Pull the pin. So sweep. Sweep means fourth one. So this is how we use the fire extinguisher. Correct. So here what are the keywords? Keywords is P stands for pull, A stands for aim, S stands for squeeze and another S stands for sweep, है ना. तो ये एक important चीज है. Correct. So P stands for, in the exam they will ask you pass, what are the name? So P stands for pull, A stands for aim, S stands for squeeze and another S stands for sweep. तो चलो आज की सभा यही समाप्त करते हैं. So with this we finish today's session. Tomorrow is your last class. Tomorrow we will meet at 8:45 a.m. Correct? Chalo fit. If anybody has any doubt, we will discuss. Otherwise, we will finish today's session here. So this 2 and 4 is आस पास हो गया.